All right, guys, you love Glaxon videos and we love making them for you because there are so many things to read between the lines. So a product like ELECTRO creatine might seem like a normal creatine product, but there's a couple things that I'm excited to talk about today. We're going to help you out understand what is different about ELECTRO creatine from your normal electrolytes and creatine out there. So as with a lot of Glaxon products, if you can ignore the very fun, flashy labels, the back of the formulas sometimes can either seem too simple, like how is Glaxon pulling so much magic out of a small label? Or there can be just stuff you've never seen before. In this case, we're talking about a product that is just creatine and electrolytes, which, as you guys should know, already exists in the Glaxon ecosystem very well. Dr. Creatine is already a big product for them, being their DR Caps Creatine Monohydrate, and Astrolyte, being their electrolyte product, is actually in a lot of different products, whether it's sleep or recovery or pre-workout. In this case, you're putting the two of them together, and that may not seem like there's much special going on there, just a daily electrolyte and creatine product, but there's actually reasons why these might work together. So whether or not you've watched my previous videos on their creatine or on their Astrolyte, today we're going to go through a bunch of it and talk to you about why these are put together. Now, before we jump in on the specifics of the two of them together, there is a synergy that happens here that I want to talk about before we really get into this. When you actually dig into creatine, there's actually a creatine transporter, SLC6A8, that's a member of the solute carrier family. Now, it turns out that this transporter is actually dependent on sodium and chloride. Does it sound familiar? Because these compounds are going to be part of the electrolyte portion of this product. So by putting all these things together, we're actually going to limit a lot of the bottlenecking that can be possible in normal supplementation of creatine. And so that should make a lot more sense when you look at the first ingredient here is going to be creatine monohydrate. Now, creatine monohydrate should be very familiar if you follow PricePlow. It's our favorite version of creatine. Yes, we love creatine in general. All of them are going to work out there. However, creatine monohydrate is the most studied. It's probably the most expensive right now because of creatine shortage problems, but we're still sticking to creatine monohydrate because it's the simplest, most backed version of creatine. And we know that it's very safe for adults to use. If you look into the bulk of evidence behind creatine monohydrate, you'll see that it increases power, overall weight gain, lean mass gain, sprinting speed, hydration, reduced fatigue, improved well-being, better cognition in vegetarians, minor testosterone gains, and greater bone mineral density. Now, with all things Glaxon, we know what works out there, but they like to make things work a little bit better. So creatine's primary role is going to be to donate a phosphate group to critically valuable biochemical reactions. That phosphate group supplied by creatine is combined with adenosine diphosphate, ADP, to create ATP. Now, ATP is known as the energy currency of the cells of our bodies. We often think in terms of calories, and that's maybe a little bit more about diet culture as a whole, but our cells and the mitochondria within them operate on ATP. So creatine gets us more ATP, and with that, we get more cellular energy. Now, I'm not going to bore you with a very deep depth video on creatine monohydrate. We've done that many times before, and I think that most of you probably are well read or watched in the topic. If not, check out our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of it on there, or our blog if you're more of a reader. What's really important here is the add-in of Astrolyte, the trademarked electrolyte blend from Glaxon. Going to bring electrolytes from magnesium citrate, sodium chloride, potassium citrate, and as well as improving mineral uptake from fructooligosaccharides. Now, you can get Astrolyte on its own and a few other products in the Glaxon range, but here they're combining it with creatine. And so here you get a few different things added together. Yes, creatine boosts your ATP. Electrolytes will boost your hydration and your performance, and it also will work together to boost your creatine absorption and efficiency. Some of the different ingredients in here, like I said, fructooligosaccharides. These improve mineral absorption. They act as a bit of a prebiotic, and they're also pretty sweet, so it's going to help with the flavoring of the product itself. Sodium chloride is basically table sugar. Sodium chloride is basically table salt. Many people are afraid of salt in this culture, but I wish that I could help all of you understand that it is nothing to be afraid of. It is necessary actually for muscle contractions, hydration, and it's one of the most underrated minerals for athletes. If you want to learn more about it, there is an incredible review titled The Importance of Salt in the Athlete's Diet. I can absolutely recommend. As an athlete myself, I have boosted my sodium intake and my performance has scaled with it. Two other ingredients that I would say are even more underrated for athletes though are magnesium and potassium. You get these in here as well. Magnesium helps regulate blood glucose and insulin sensitivity. It can improve aerobic exercise capacity and also helps with bone density. But potassium is probably the most shortfall nutrient, especially with athletes. There's not a lot of athletic data on it, but because of the amount of cardiovascular importance that it has, lowering blood pressure, lower risk of heart disease. It makes a lot of sense for athletes to be on this one. Astrolyte helps you get all these in together, and it tastes great. So you end up with a very simple product that has a lot of really great benefits. I've got the naked flavor. It's actually a little bit sweet because of those fructo-oligosaccharides. And it's nice because you can add it into Specimen, you can add it into Xeno, you can add it into literally any product from Glaxon's line, even if you wanted to add it into Protos post-workout. Overall, guys, I hope this was helpful, informative, and educational. I should say we got this product for free, and we do have a business affiliate relationship with Glaxon, so all the armchair lawyers at home can know that. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'd love to talk to you about the product, brand, or creatine and Astrolyte in general. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.